2018 GSL Season 2 Code S Overgrowth.
Welcome back to the GSL Code S. We just had a crazy series.
Yeah, we did. That was something else, man. Rogue versus Maru. If you haven't seen it, you just tuned in.
If you just tuned in, I am so sorry.
Yeah, go back and watch that.
A series that I am never going to forget. Maru actually manages to beat Rogue 3-2. And now we go to the other side of the bracket. It's going to be Classic versus ByuN.
And just one final word. That's the end of Zergs in this tournament.
That's right. They're extinct.
David Kim!
How could you blizzard?
But yeah, Maru definitely, I mean, so good. It's crazy. So Classic versus ByuN. This is a very exciting match and such a different match because ByuN was just not looking that good since his BlizzCon championship up until a few weeks ago. He wasn't looking that good, and then he like smashed some good Zergs late game, and then in the last round he killed Stats in the round of 16 in this crazy group. Like we thought for sure Stats and SOS would come out, but instead it's ByuN and Gumiho coming out, and ByuN looked amazing. He looked so good. He looks like a champion.
He looked better than we've almost ever seen. I mean,
since
that's
his
saying a
championship,
lot,
yeah,
because he's a world champion. Anyways, we're going to be going to that match in a moment. Stay with us.
아무래도 경기 준비를 잘 하는 것 같아가지고 그런 경기 준비성에 대해서는 굉장한 장점인 것 같습니다.
오, 너 지금 딱 김도호 선수 딱 그 생각 알렸거든요. 그 슈퍼 토너먼트에서 조성주 선수랑 하는 거 봤는데 이게 딱 조성주 선수 스타일에 맞춤을 제대로 준비해 오셨더라고요. 그거 보고 와 진짜 대단하다 생각했는데 누가 조성주가 그렇게 압도적으로 질 거 생각하겠어요.
너무 블리츠컨 이후에 확 없어진 거 좀 안 보이시더라고요.
세게 들어오네? 무슨 나보다 많이 하네. 없는데? 내가 나은 게 없는데? 오, 진짜 무결점 같아요. 게이머로서 단점이 별로 없어요. 이게 저그전, 테란전, 프로토스는 약점도 별로 없고 연습도 열심히 하시고 심지어 인성도 좋아요. 제가 연습을 해봤는데 연습을 도와주면 그냥 고맙단 말 한마디 하잖아요. 그냥 거의 모든 선수들이 그게 잘못된다는 건 아닌데 김도우 선수는 고맙다고 하고 커피 기프티콘 보내주죠. 근데 저도 원래 연습 도와주면 치킨 보내줘요. 제가 더 비싼 거니까 제가 더
그냥 머리색을 굉장히 많이 바꾸시는데 생각보다 되게 잘 어울려가지고 그러한 아이돌스러운 머리가 어울리는 게 장점인 것 같습니다.
저는 있어요. 김도우 선수 항상 볼 때마다 생각했는데 딱 보면 뭔가 진짜 연예인 보는 듯한 그런 느낌이 있어요. 제가 딱 세 명 느껴봤어요. 이번에 3명 원래 이신영 선수, 어윤수 선수, 이번에 김도우 선수 왜 다 SK인지 모르겠는데 그런 느낌이 있어요. 약간 귀족 같은?
영어는 왜 빠졌어?
영어는 지가 무슨 조지명 씨 인터뷰 보니까 지가 제일 잘생겼다는데 말도 안 되는 소리예요. 징징을 너무 대시는 것 같아요. 아니 징징도 막 조지현 이런 애가 되면 모르겠어. 그러니까 약간 실력이 조금 떨어지는 지현이가 하면 몰라요. 김도우 선수 엄청 잘하거든요? 진짜 잘하잖아요. 막 질 것 같은 느낌이 안 드는데 맨날 토스 약하시다고 하고 그래서 그냥 신영님이 말한 건 다 알고 있습니다. 맞아, 테란 안 좋아. 테란 막 배야 돼.
굉장히 외로워 보여요. 아니, 저도 솔직히 뭐 이렇게 친구를 많이 사귀는 스타일은 아닌데 변현우 선수를 보면 고독해 보이더라고요. 뭐 본인이 좋으면 상관없겠지만 그냥 제 입장으로서는 약간의 단점. 안 친해서 좀 이런 말 하긴 그런데 약간 페인 같아 보이더라고요. 조금 더 세상에 나갔으면 좋겠네요. 우선 2위로 올라와 주셔서 너무 고맙고 뭐 잘하시긴 하지만 제가 테란전 더 자신 있기 때문에 제가 이기고 4강 올라가도록 하겠습니다.
이번에 32강에서 김도우 선수한테 떨어졌는데 그때는 제가 저그전만 준비했어요. 프로토스는 준비하지 못했고 이번에는 그래도 준비 기간 아예 없는 건 아니니까 이번에 준비 제대로 해서 좋은 경기 했으면 좋겠습니다.
That was a great interview.
I like that. Lots of good trash talk.
Then he says that ByuN looks empty.
Yuri says, let's meet our two players for our second match. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
자, 두 분은 일단 컨디션 아주 좋아 보입니다. 먼저 김도우 선수 자신이 원했던
Seems like your condition is good today, both of you.
그때는 이제 원했는데 또 테란전을
How do you feel?
보니 테란전이 굉장히 어렵더라고요.
At that time, I wanted to meet ByuN, but
컨디션이 좀 별로인 것 같아요. 제가
I felt like this was very hard to prepare for.
올 거가지고
So I've changed my mind recently.
된다니까 좀
I've actually had some nightmares that I'm going to lose against ByuN today. So hopefully I do. It turns out to not be.
아니 그래도 제가 봤을
From the
때는
future.
32강에서 이겼었던 상대니까 자신감이 있을 것 같거든요.
But when I look in the round of 32 matches, you won against him. So you must be confident, right?
오늘까지 이기면 더 자신 있을 것 같은데 오늘이 좀
Yeah, I'm pretty confident overall against Terrence. If I win tonight,
네.
I think that's going to be a big boost to give me a lot of momentum.
전만 준비를 했다 이렇게 이야기를 하셨었는데요. 먼저 김도우를 만난 느낌 솔직하게 이야기해 본다면.
일단 16강에서
Tell us
프로토스전
your honest opinion right now on how you feel at Facing Classic.
선수한테 항상 복수를 하고 싶었어요. 32강에서 너무 압도적으로 져가지고.
So this time I've only been playing to get ready against Protoss. I want to get revenge on him since I lost in the round of 32. I thought it was a pretty one-sided loss for me.
보이는 선수가 김도우 선수여가지고 저한테는 괜찮은 것 같아요.
네, 두 분 다 괜찮다 이야기를 하시는데요.
And I would actually say Classic is the most beatable players among this group.
두 분이잖아요. 이번에도 그 갈고 닦은 판짜기 또
So both of you guys are known for preparing very well.
오늘은 또 얼마나 정성을 들여서 오늘 판짜기를 해오셨을지 궁금하네요. 김도우 선수.
So I also wonder what exactly do you have in store for us. Let's start with you, Classic.
대진이 나온 이후로
How was preparation overall?
연습도 많이 했기 때문에
So after I saw the round of 8 brackets, I've only been thinking about PVT. That's what I poured myself into. And I think I've got a good chance here.
와, 변현우 선수, 김대현 선수.
Wow, okay, well, what about you, ByuN?
정말 짜릿했거든요. 오늘은 뭐 어떤 거 준비해 오셨어요?
일단
You defeated Stats already. He's a great Protoss player. How about your prep?
근데 방금 성주가 인터뷰로
네.
Well, since it's only one matchup to prepare for in the round of 8.
생각했는데
네.
그렇게 자기도
And I heard in Maru's interview, he's mentioning about my builds.
아, 그래요? 그 빌드.
He told me directly that my builds are not that good.
혼란이 오는 것 같습니다.
So, but he didn't say that in the interview, which confuses me a little bit.
두 선수가 제가 봤을
Not quite
때는
answering the question there.
확실히 라운드가 거듭될수록 강하다는 느낌입니다. 김도우 선수가 봤을
So
때도
it seems
변현우
like,
선수가 32강 때와 16강
the
때와
players, both of you guys are improving as each round goes by. Don't you feel like you're looking at a different ByuN than before?
가장 먼저 떨어질 거라고 예상을 했는데
네.
생각보다 잘하셔가지고 좀
네.
놀랐고
I expected ByuN to get knocked out in the round of 16.
그렇지만 뭐 제가
But he played way better than I was ready for.
이기도록 하겠습니다.
네.
Anyways, though, I'm
김도우
confident in this
선수의
matchup, so I'm feeling
아시죠?
good.
잘 알죠. 제가 레더를
And you,
되게 많이
ByuN?
하는데 레더에서는 제가 거의 다 이기거든요. 그래서 제가 또 오늘도 이길 것 같긴 한데.
So I've been actually bumped into Classic several times in the ladder, and most of the time when I face him, I beat him.
많은 거 준비하신 것 같고 또
So I don't know how he could be that confident against
경기
me.
준비를 되게 잘하는 거다 보니까
네.
방심하지 말고 뭐 열심히 해봐요.
I know Classic prepares really hard.
힘 빠지는 것 같아요. 여기서 강력하게 한 방 밀어붙입니다. 우리 서로에게 한마디. 변현우 선수부터
So it seems like
제가
you are losing your confidence.
전진 사진을
It seems like you're getting worse
네.
as this interview goes on. Well, before the round of 16, I used a different style, different builds. I did more proxies and stuff like that. Please keep that in mind as we go into this match.
와, 5판 연속으로
Whenever I can do
하신다고
proxies.
합니다. 화답해 주시죠.
Maybe he says he's going to proxy 5 times in a row, basically. How do you respond to that, Classic?
네.
I don't even need to search for his proxies.
네, 와 지금 인터뷰에서부터
It
많은
doesn't matter.
생각을 하게 되는데요. 자, 8강 2경기 시작하겠습니다.
All right, that does it.
Dude, I love ByuN interviews. Okay, he's like the Joker from Batman. Okay, at the beginning of the interview, you're like, okay, I mean, you're not really answering the questions, but it seems like you're really smart. And then he lights all of his money on fire, and I'm like, what is going on here? What is this interview? What are you talking? He's like, well, last time I proxied a lot, so I hope you take that into consideration. And I'm like, what is going on?
throws a smoke bomb and disappears over to the computer. We're like, all right.
Okay, well, here we are.
Anyways, Classic versus ByuN. This is going to be crazy. ByuN really has brought a much remodeled style from what we've seen before. Classic, I've been saying this for a while, Classic 2.0. This guy has, especially in this matchup, he's very strong.
Yeah. Look at that. His versus Terran win rate, 2018, 100% against Terran. He's even the guy that knocked out Maru of a previous tournament. What was it? Oh, it was Super Tournament.
That's right.
And he even beat ByuN already in the round of 32 here. So Classic is the best PvT in the world. He has been for some time now. He's superb defensively and offensively. Like, his micro, I wouldn't call him the #1 micro, and I wouldn't call him the #1 defense, but he's like 9s in everything in this matchup, I think is a good way to put it. And no one else had, like, Stats is a 10 on, defense, and then, like, CJ Hero might be a 10 on offense. Or not CJ Hero, sorry, Root Hero. But, Classic, he's just like, well, this guy is just monstrous in all ways.
Well, here's ByuN, the former world champion. Probably some of the best control out of anybody with any race that we've ever really seen.
Yeah.
He can make his units do stuff that doesn't even make sense. If you're watching what he's doing, do not try this at home, kids, because you will lose a lot of your army, a lot of your drops. But is it going to be enough to take on Classic, who is so methodical with how he preps, how he disarms a Terran? By the way, ByuN with some much better late game than I'm used to seeing, much more technical, not just microing little fights, but really abusing ghosts, things like that.
And even as Classic said, he really prepped his builds for Stats so well. Like, he had some great strategies, some nice proxies. He was controlling games very, very well. It's harder to control Classic, though. Stats does, ByuN said in his interview, Stats is easy to prepare for, even though Stats has crushed him in the past. I thought that was silly for him to say, but then he really out-prepared Stats and killed him. Classic, though, is such a different beast. This guy might just get in ByuN's face. You never know.
Okay, game 1 in this best of 5 will be on the map, Lost and Found. Classic versus ByuN. The winner goes on to face off against Maru in the Final 4 of the GSL Code S.
Fight! Classic. ByuN.
Yeah, so. No idea how this series is going to go.
Well,
if it's a 3-0, it's towards Classic. That's about as much as I can say. Right? Like, I can't fathom Classic ever going down 0-3 against any Protoss.
I think this is going to be
Terran,
3-2 or 3-1 Classic.
That's what it feels like to me.
I think ByuN's going to steal one win.
Okay.
No proxy.
He did
lie. The mind games. The disrespect.
For so long, I discounted ByuN. And Classic said it. He actually said the exact same thing we were talking about during his interview. It's like after his BlizzCon victory, he kind of disappeared. Like, it's like he didn't have it anymore. He just wasn't winning anymore.
I think this is, just as human beings, this is not that crazy when you really think about it.
Right.
You become the world champion.
Yeah.
The world champion.
Hardest thing to do.
On this globe, spinning in space.
The hardest game, man.
7 billion people, you're the best one.
Yeah.
It's understandable that maybe you just take a break. Maybe you pump the brakes a little bit, right? And so, yeah, ByuN wasn't looking as dominant. He wasn't looking as scary. But now he's back. He's kind of the wild card of this round of 8.
I feel that way, too. And it's so exciting because I know he's such a gigantic fan favorite. But we'll see if he can keep that up. I mean, taking down Stats, who's been the most basically stable guy, like him in Innovation for a couple years now, are just like, bam, we're always there. But yeah, I guess we just sit here and wait and see. I want, you know how like in the Matrix they'd be like, oh, you want to learn karate, and then they just put the cassette in the back of your head or whatever. I want to do that with this series. I'm just like, just tell me what happens. I just want to know. Like, is ByuN still there? Is he still got? Is he going to kill Classic?
And then what you do is you erase your memory after you do it.
Yeah, and
Just
then I
have
get to
the
live
joy
through
of
it.
going through it again.
Yeah,
That's right.
I tell you, that would be amazing if you could erase memories and re-enjoy. I would just watch. If I could do that, I would just continually watch all of Battlestar Galactica and then reset my memory and then watch again. That would be the only show I ever watch. I'd leave myself a note, like on my arm, like the guy from what's that movie?
Memento.
Memento.
With it tattooed on him.
Like, don't trust anyone's lies. Battlestar Galactica is the greatest thing ever if you haven't seen it before. Just keep watching it. You'll be happy
I never
forever.
actually saw that. Is it actually that good?
Yeah, if you've never seen, you don't know what happens, it's like the best show you will ever watch.
Ooh, that's exciting. It's good to know.
Yeah. The new one, not the old one. And by new, I mean like 2003 or something. But like, there's one from like the 50s that's you don't want to watch that one.
Yeah. That sounds like that
The
might be
70s
fantastically bad.
It's just fantastically old, so yeah, it's not. Anyways.
Hold up. Oracle moving out. Both of these flying units go by each other without being spotted. There's a Cyclone here in case the Oracle comes in, and it's here now. Ooh, kind of moving back and forth there. Pretty much only loses shields. Now the medevac is still headed south.
Look at this placement by Classic. He has 2 Adepts in one line, an Oracle in the other one, just kind of ready.
I don't believe he spotted that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he definitely didn't. Look at that. The Adepts completely going the wrong direction. Oh, boy. Wow.
This is like a
big deal.
mistake. This is not.
This is like a
what's
mistake.
the word? A mistake? No, I mean,
This can't be what Classic wants.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, this is, considering how good these guys are, the fact that he just drops a bunch of medevac, it's just, this is not the way the game is supposed to go at all.
You're very
not at the
right.
highest level.
I agree with you. It's very funny how you said it, though.
The medevac has gone back out. Now, he's got a Widowmine coming out, but there's 3 Oracles headed up here.
That's where things can get pretty dirty. You're one shot and
Yeah.
everything at that point.
And he's going to get a decent number of kills. 5 are taken out there.
Yeah, definitely some decent harassment going down. 3rd Nexus coming up nice and quickly. An okay amount of actual gateway units coming up as well. 3 Stalkers and 3 Adepts.
He's still making these Oracles.
It's the law of
If
threes
he wants to
right
pick
now.
a fight, yeah.
But it's against 3 Cyclones. Can 3 Adepts and 3 Stalkers and 3 Cyclones stop 3 Medevacs and 3... Just everything tastes 3s. Oh my god, I see it.
I think he can actually get the Cyclones out of position. Loop back around here with this Oracle. He hasn't lost any Cyclones yet. I think this should just get away. And it does.
Well, just buying this time right now is really, really valuable.
I think if Terran moved out, Terran would lose pretty much all of his army.
Oh, that Banshee was hidden really well. Cloak just finished.
Oh my god, I think the Oracles are actually going to go right by.
Huh. Is that just really
How
turning
odd.
around? Oh, do you know what? He just all-army hawkeyed. That's what he did. He did
Oh, wow.
all-army. That has to be it.
Okay.
Ooh, he gets one of the Oracles in the... Oh, that's... This is like the worst-case scenario right now for Classic. He used up like all of his energy there.
And this Cloak Banshee's
Oh
come
my
in. There's
God.
no probes here yet. Okay, he begins to take out a few. And Terran's actually pushing. Kind of funny watching this series after watching what we saw in our first series.
Oracle's about to kill Viking Tasteless. Watch!
All right, now I've seen it all! Okay, this push, though, could be a problem.
Yeah.
Oracle energy is being spent trying to put out these fires when it might have been better spent when this actual attack starts up here for ByuN.
I don't think this attack can quite do it. This is like too many gateway units. He actually engages really poorly at the beginning there, but definitely Classic's army wins this.
Okay. Adepts are coming up.
All right, he gets on top of everything, and with the Oracles coming in, this is such an easy
Oh
clear.
my god, completely wrecks that.
Yeah.
Now he takes out some of those Widow Mines. The Banshee's out, nowhere to be found. 3rd base is exposed. And I mean, this is going to be a ton of damage. I can't imagine these Cyclones are going to do anything really meaningful here in this game. As we already have, I think it's actually in the main we have Oracles. Yeah, and Phoenixes here.
Well, certainly can at minimum force a cancel there on that 3rd command center built on location. Oh my gosh. Very messy game, though. Everyone's walking into
This is a scrappy fight from start to finish here. Cyclone's taking out a few probes. Looks like Classic's going to try to push in here. He's going to try to target down the bunker. It does go down. The Widow Mines expose themselves. Can Classic actually close this out with a kill?
He's doing some decent damage here to these SCVs. He definitely lost some probes at home.
There's no easy way to warp in from here. I don't see any warp prism. I don't see any pylon.
Oh, Blink is done. Okay. It's like how many times we're going to see Stalkers die to Widow Mines this game.
Okay, that's a pretty big blow to ByuN. He's back on 2 bases. He lost a good chunk of everything technical that he had. You know, air units, Cyclones, medevacs.
Yeah. A lot of oracles going down this game, but I kind of like the way that Classic's been playing it, right? He kept making oracles, and he was on only 3 gates for quite a while, made a lot of gateway units, but some of these like kind of mid-game-ish, early mid-game pushes, he just stomped them all. It seemed like he was safe the whole time, even though he did end up taking some damage because it's been a down and dirty game.
Okay, medevac coming out now to try to do a drop. We do see ByuN trying to push out. Again, ByuN, one of the most aggressive players, but this angle is going to be very bad. Classic not overextending, decides to back up. The Widow Mine's not quite burrowing in time. Oh, this is going to be weird. All right, and with this recall, that mine is dead.
Yes.
There was no hope.
So wrecked.
No hope for that Widow Mine.
That mine. His friend being chased down too.
I know. So, third base is going to be taken here. We have combat shields almost done. I am worried, though. If Classic comes up, he might have just enough that he could start shaving off all of ByuN's army. ByuN, again, he's known for getting into a lot of fights most players would consider crazy and then actually winning it. But the problem is if he's not winning those fights consistently, he is doing what we'll call losing losing his stuff and ultimately losing the game. And right now, Classic's had some very good exchanges. ByuN's been trying to play catch-up. And in supply, he's certainly done that. But his third base is late, whereas Classic's fourth base has just started.
And Classic right now getting into Psystorm, that's going to be a really crucial moment. If he gets into Psystorm, that's where Classic wins so many games. He gets into it, and then bam, out of the Prism comes a few High Templars, storms the hell out of the Terran army, and then you're pretty much done. But ByuN bringing this to a head right now.
Yeah, well, that could not have gone better for Protoss.
The medevac that did the hot pickups, I think, just died to Widow Mine Splash. I'm pretty sure that's what I just saw.
You know what's unfortunate about this is that there's a base that was being taken right over there in the upper left, and ByuN didn't even check. So ByuN attacked in the wrong area. That goes uncontested. Psystorm's 10 seconds away from finishing. So, I mean, this is looking very good for Classic, to say the least.
Yeah, and that +2 armor is on the way. The armory just going to be finishing up here for ByuN so he can get more upgrades going, but they are definitely a little bit late. It's starting to push in here. That is, with those Psystorms, though, there's no way. Those Psystorms, though, there's no way.
No, this is just, say it again.
With those Psystorms, though,
there's no way!
And then he just kills all of them and takes no damage from Psystorm. Okay, so Psystorms there's definitely a way.
Well, as you can see, there's so much here from Classic that he can actually start to pursue this army and no longer have to try to get into a good position just to defend it. The Zealots are getting bled off, but you can just keep jumping in here with these Stalkers, these Phoenixes picking up Marauders. There's almost as many Marauders now as there are medevacs, and he's just going to keep chasing. Wow. Look at this. He just comes in here and targets those down. Again, losing that many medevacs is really problematic. You can always part ways with Marines and Marauders if they're trading into units, but medevacs, not so much.
No. I really like the way that you're speaking today. That's
Thank you.
It's very true though. That's like I always call it like your long-term units, right? Like you want to build medevacs over the game. You can't really be losing them. You can lose things like Zealots and Stalkers. You don't want to lose your long-term gain value units like splash damage units, right?
These things that have equity from the moment you get them all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, this was! I can't believe that mine burrowed, but I guess kudos to Classic for dodging it.
Not the best Psystorm right there, actually.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Classic's so good with these dropping Psystorms.
So, I'm not sure what exactly ByuN can do to try to stop the inevitable push that's going to come here from Classic. Oh, and actually Classic's going to just crush this before it really even gets started.
Yeah, and it's been a while since a recall anyways, so it's not like he's even that far out of position if ByuN starts to try to dash across the map. It looks like ByuN has broken off a few units at least to go over towards the top left here. Oh, no. Well, oh, okay, I guess he did. Going up and stimming towards that top left, but the attack from Classic here.
Oh, no.
Those storms, though.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of ways you can...
Don't kill the stalkers, there's zealots behind!
Hey guys, you notice there's a stalker in the bottom right? There he is. How did he get there? I don't know. So, this is it. GG Classic crushing ByuN in game number ByuN.
Okay, so that was a cool game though. That was very down and dirty, but Classic, it felt like he had an edge for basically all of it. Yeah, I don't know. He kind of defended everything pretty well. He took some counter damage, but his harass was a little bit better than ByuN's. I mean, ByuN's first drop, that was a mistake from Classic, as you so well put it. But he took damage there, but from there, from there, Classic just kind of controlled everything. I thought that he did really well.
I want to remind everybody that when we saw ByuN beating Classic, it actually kind of looked like it was almost TY playing. He always scanned and killed the observers. He was in this game. It seemed like he wasn't moving his army out correctly at all. You know, he didn't even scout that fourth base, and he attacked it anyways into a totally unfavorable position. ByuN did not look like the same player who advanced from the round of 16.
Well, I think this has to do with Classic's aggression. He was making more units off 3 gates than you normally see.
Yeah.
The counter pushes he was doing with Oracles and Stalkers and Adepts, I think that caught ByuN off guard. He forced to cancel in the third. He did some damage to the SCVs. Great play from Classic.
Game 2's up. Let's go.
Misclick there.
Everybody be quiet. Internet. Twitch chat. Shh, quiet. He's gonna make a barracks out here. Right there. Right there. There it is. There it is. It's just by that tree. Those volcanoes.
Those
volcanoes over there. The ones with the green smoke.
Hey, what's this probe doing?
This
probe
spy
is looking for that.
with my little probe eye.
Okay, I'm gonna watch ByuN's face, okay?
Oh no.
Oh, never mind. By the way, ByuN's face didn't change when that probe didn't scout it.
Wow, okay.
Just want to let everyone know at home.
It's important. That's why we're here. But, of course, when the probe gets up into the Terran's main and sees the lack of a barracks, then you know it's out there on the map.
Indeed, especially you see this double gas. It's like, okay.
Classic goes and closes the blinds. Something's going on out there. Good thing we marked that part of the plateau with caution, because that might be where the Reaper comes up.
That is going to be where the Reaper comes up, in fact. You're right about that. And he proxies the factory as well. Classic will know about this in just a couple seconds.
Yep. Again, because there is no factory inside the main.
Yeah, and he knows the timings of all this as well. So ByuN being super aggressive this game. I'm excited to see, does Classic go Robo or does he go Stargate? That's a Stargate placement right there.
Stargate for sure.
Yeah.
And wow.
Look at his walls, too. This is very anti-proxy.
This is all very intentional.
If you think that it's not going to be a proxy barracks, it might be better to just wall the jump-up point more quickly.
So ByuN is the best Reaper player
ever
in the world.
Do you wish Reapers were stronger? It's ByuN's fault. Message him on Twitter.
The starport is now proxied. A Cyclone is on the way. And although there has not been a tremendous amount of damage done here by ByuN, he's definitely dictating what Classic's making. And, you know, in situations like this, you can definitely navigate the game to a win if you know exactly what you're doing.
Okay, so with Cyclones, is he going to make a Liberator or a Medevac? A Medevac, right? Like Cyclone drops or something?
Let's see.
Yeah, there it is.
That is what he's going to do. Well, that makes sense. I mean, with a small number of units, like Cyclones against a small number of Protoss units, you can actually do so much damage. It's crazy.
Ooh, if he shades right in on top of this, that's not going to be any good. Okay, he doesn't.
Oracle coming out.
Yeah, he's going to see what's going on. It's interesting that he's making oracles. Like, oracles aren't going to be bad here by any means. A lot of times when you see people try to go anti-cheese in this type of situation, you might see like phoenixes. We've seen some people do that because they can do things like punish medevacs. But like if this was more of a tank-based push, I think the oracles would be a little bit better.
I don't feel like this is doing the damage it's supposed to do.
Yeah, not yet.
Just like we saw Rogue get the Zerglings underneath the medevacs, same idea here. You just get right under this.
Yeah.
Don't give him any leg room.
Oh, there's nothing here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Where are those SCVs going? It's like micro classic.
I saw Marine King do this 8 years ago. It's all right. Not the same thing, guys. So, zap, 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 zap. You are going to die. Okay,
That
so
is-
effectively this game is done. I mean, this game might.
Oh my god.
ByuN is dead, just not physically yet. But
Yeah.
I mean, the writing is on the wall here. That is a lot of SCVs pulled. Now maybe Classic will overstep, make a mistake, lose some key units. But I mean, the fact that the SCVs had to travel out that far, the proxy didn't do anything. The buildings have to float back before they can be used effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just.
Sometimes you see them lift those up and then float them a little ways and start producing again because they get so far behind in these spots.
It's like, when you flunk a class and it's like, oh yeah, 55 is an F. Well, this is like a 12 or something where it's like also an F. But this is, nothing went the way that ByuN wanted it to go. So far this has not been close. And this is going to be scary for ByuN.
Yeah, with this many air units out right now, he doesn't have another command center. He's lost so many SCVs. His economy is just terrible. He has some good tech units. That's the only thing going for him. He's making some Widow Mines over across the map, so maybe he can get lucky with those as well. But like that second Nexus is going to finish up. Ooh, that's a nice pick off. That's really good.
Shot that right out of the sky.
Yeah. I don't think he kills this.
Well, I think it's there, so he might as well try to damage it,
No reason not to.
I mean, right now, Classic, one way he can play this is just to keep ByuN on one base. 2 bases versus 1.
Yeah.
It's never bad if you're the 2-baser. Okay, and there's a bad rally.
Now maybe he's just blocking him from getting to the shield battery. He's going to try to break him. Well, I guess he does have a lot more units here, doesn't he?
Yeah, it seems like numbers are just on Classic's side, and if he breaks him here, he does. GG Classic right now with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah. I mean, that was ByuN kind of going all in. You proxy 3 buildings in the beginning of the game. You must get a lot of damage done. The Cyclone drop is normally not what you see with that. If you see all those buildings proxied, a lot of times you get like a siege tank. You might be making some additional Marines. A bunker push, maybe you make a Liberator in with that. Occasionally you'll see like a Banshee or something, like a Cloaked Banshee. But Classic, he decided to go for the Oracle and definitely got sick damage with that, and then just chased around the medevac with the units in it, and cut underneath. You unload next to 2 Zealots, that's not going to do a lot.
Classic is playing an excellent PvT, and ByuN is looking outclassed.
He is right now, yeah.
That's scary.
Well, with how he played against Stats, you would expect him to be able to at least put up a fight here. But Classic showing the strength of his PvT, the guy who knocked Maru out of Super Tournament when Maru's on the hottest streak of his life, and that's saying something.
So I do want to point out here is that Stats has a much more retracted, withdrawn play style. He doesn't really want to initiate anything early on.
Yeah.
Classic is very much an active player. You have to do the dance that he's doing, or you're going to fall apart.
He'll mix it up. He'll defend and then attack you with what he defended with. It's hard to play against Classic, I think.
And I feel like Stats in some ways was like the ideal player for ByuN to take on, because ByuN does just want to try to attack into some guy who's trying to stop everything he's going to do. Whereas Classic, there's it's like you got to move like water, you know? What we saw in Game 1, Classic pushed out. He had a lot of dominance on the map early on, intimidated ByuN back, came in there, did a lot of damage to the workers, and ultimately Classic put himself into a position where it was just too difficult to actually get a close rate, but he was still attacking it. And then in Game 2 with those proxies, I mean, if they don't do anything, there's a reason why not everybody all the time is doing proxies. There is huge risk involved.
Yeah.
And Classic made it look like you should never, ever proxy him ever.
Not all 3 buildings, at least. I think the proxy barracks Reaper is, you know, take it or leave it, but make all your buildings there. You don't have much defense at home.
ByuN also lost that first Reaper. You know, having just one extra unit sometimes in those rushes makes a big difference. One extra mine to knock them in a certain way. We're ready, though, now. This is game number 3 on Dreamcatcher Classic versus ByuN.
Classic.
Looking ridiculously strong in this matchup still.
ByuN.
Was looking ridiculously strong in this matchup, but seemingly has met his match thus far.
You know, we may have complete opposite best of 5s tonight. I mean, we had Maru versus Rogue, which was, you know, the Matrix comboed with the Lord of the Rings for, you know, epic battles, and then we have ByuN versus Classic, and this may just end in a fizzle.
Yeah,
I mean, ByuN might just lose out.
Well, you know what?
And you know, you can really in a day like today, this does emphasize that even with the current 8 best players in the world, you can have a crazy one-sided series.
Yeah, and well, so far we're seeing it that way. And don't forget, like, if you look at the bracket, once Rogue died, in my opinion, this became Classic's tournament. Like, he's so good at PvT. He's so well prepared. His road is ByuN, Maru, and then you look at that other side of the bracket, TY can absolutely get to the finals, and even if he doesn't, there's probably a Protoss there.
Yeah, you're making a good point where Classic, even though, you know, we're so hyped about the previous match, Classic, with the possible players he could end up hitting, he might win this season too.
Yeah, and he has been one of the very best players in the world for so long. He's the win toss, if you recall. This guy has multiple BlizzCon top 4s. He did well at IM Katowice. He did well at WESG, right? A lot of these tournaments just getting knocked out by people like Dark, specifically Dark in many, many tournaments, right? He's a GSL champion, an SSL champion, an IEM champion. Like, Classic he's just so good. You've been calling him Classic 2.0, and he is.
He's been patched.
He's been patched. It's better than the Windows update.
That's right.
I mean, his opponents didn't want it, just like none of us wanted the Windows update. But here he is anyways.
A week ago, I lost a StarCraft game because of some weird Windows update going on.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. I'm like, no.
Remind me later or do this. And then when it finally does update, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, look at that. It's like, Windows like, hey, did you like the settings you had before? I'm like, yeah. It's like, go do them again. They're gone now.
It's horrible.
Like, but I can't remember. It takes me a long time to do this.
I lose that game because of that, and then I, of course, have to restart my computer because the update went through, and then I get online, the guy's talking trash on me, and I'm just like, well, I'm just having a bad day.
Yeah, that's rough.
So, Oracle coming out now. ByuN is playing, I think, what is obviously way more in the realm of normal, but it is like, you know, he's got 2 barracks here, he's getting stem, he's staying back.
Yeah, this is
actually...
This is a very... kind of strange in my opinion. I mean, stim and +1 very quickly. This is like very old, this type of style.
But I think he might want to try to do a push with this.
Yeah.
That's just going to throw off Classic, because this is a lot of times we'll just see the factory and then the Stargate Starport, excuse me, right away. But you know, this is going to be an abnormal amount of rings. But you know, if the Oracle comes in and spots this, which it could, does this not just take the wind out of the sails of the build?
Well, this is not exactly like... okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, right? What we're watching here, and that's kind of a hidden factory, which is neat. But what we're watching here, the fact that he's like kind of powering up his number of barracks, he's getting Stimmin +1. The way that Classic has been playing, which is with a higher amount of units out of his lower amount of production buildings early in the game, right? Because there's different forms of powering. A lot of Protosses will do something like a couple Oracles, third Nexus, bunch of gateways, then units. Classic has been going like medium gateways, Oracles, third base, bunch of units, then gateways, and he's like punishing ByuN for smaller move outs, right?
Yeah, well, he's always making sure that he has this blunt, large amount of units that can pretty much win a fight, oftentimes based off numbers. So I think the finesse of ByuN is then negated.
And, well, here he's like, with the better upgrades more quickly and the larger overall army, this is the type of, the type of build that ByuN is doing. This is the type of play that a player like Zest is more set up to beat, right? Like, Zest will have the most units you can have after the third base is up. You know what I mean? Like, he will skimp the most and get an upgrade and have, like, a ridiculous amount of units at, like, the very last second to hold something, whereas Classic oftentimes will like kind of have these weirder mid-range armies, which I think is part of why he's so strong, because of the way people play. But this is a very strong attack that's coming out of ByuN right now. Look at the amount of units.
The Oracles are going to come in. There's really not much to defend, but at the same time, if the Oracles are here, they're not back at home to help. So the workers are going to, ByuN's going to take the initial bruising. But then, these Oracles are, first of all, going to be out of energy for sure when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what Classic has back at home. Medevacs are coming up. I don't know, actually. He's got a decent amount, but dropped it in the main. Did you see how his Medevacs wiggle like that when he drops them in there?
Yeah.
So he comes in right now, and he needs to start getting some of his own damage off here.
This is good. So far, this is really good. Look at that. He takes down the Voider. That's a Classic special we can talk about later, but he loses like one unit. Look how much damage he's doing. It's
ByuN is doing it.
Yeah, he is. This is a clever play from ByuN. This goes much better against the style that Classic generally shows, I think.
Damn, got every probe. 17 kills here. ByuN is bringing it.
Yeah. Oh! All right.
I just heard an insane scream in the audience, by the way, when that came down.
That was a ByuN.
That was like a scream out of the movie Psycho or something. That was. So he is starting to lose some of these units that he attacked in with. You got to get in there, do the damage, and get out. Medevacs, as we said earlier, they're not expendable units.
Okay, so who's ahead after that?
Well, I think Classic, the fact that he still has a big army, he didn't lose those Oracles, right? I think Classic still has the option to pick a fight and win.
I think, okay, yeah, like Classic definitely has some things going for him with blink finishing. I think if ByuN gets his armory real fast, see, Classic really understands where he's behind. He's adding 2 forges right now. Because I feel like right now for ByuN, because he is making a 3rd command center, and he has 1-1 against no upgrades and no forges currently, after killing that +1, that's like where his strength really lies at the moment.
Okay. ByuN's going to move out again. Now, what ByuN does is he either gets more and more ahead or more behind. There's really no... There's no if, and, or buts about it.
There will be no parity after this attack.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
With that tag.
Oh, my God. The force fields are really good.
Yeah, good control.
But hold on, is that too many Marauders?
That is a lot of Marauders. That's a good point you bring up there.
Yeah. That's why I make the Blink Sartosis.
Blink's a good upgrade, though.
Yeah, but these are all eventually going to have no HP, right? I mean, we're not looking at it, but Stalkers are pretty brittle units. ByuN is going to try to move it even further.
Only Stalkers being warped in. The technicality of his army is for the most part gone.
He's running away now. And with a really good tag here, he actually needs to get these mines out of here like now.
I guess he'll just end up losing them all. But
so it's like every time that ByuN has this great engage, Classic comes out at the last second and breaks off half the army. And
but he lost his sentries, so that's good. He's like only got Stalkers right now. And he is still down 2 upgrades. His 1-1 is not very far along, so I don't know, maybe there is still ByuN can still take this.
I think he totally can, but this has got to be a scary game here. Game 3. Classic's already smashed you in under half an hour in 2 games.
That's true.
Classic just continuing to power up. He may be itching to try to attack this third base that ByuN's taken. The one that ByuN took is pretty far out in the middle of the map. For the time being, he's just defending. He's also managed to tag the majority of the medevacs. So we see a drop coming up here, but there's not going to be any kind of crazy drop in the main with 4 medevacs unloading everything.
I think you're right about that. Kind of harassing still here with the Oracles. Some good tags as well. 1-1 is coming along for Classic. Definitely an important couple upgrades. We'll put him back on an even keel here against ByuN. And with Psystorm coming up too, that's always an important moment.
He's trying to get this turret up no matter what it takes. By the way, 1-1's about to finish. This may sync up right when ByuN begins to attack in. No real way of him to know that, but again, this could go very well here for Classic. Both of those upgrades complete.
Oh my. At 1-1. He has charge now too, right? Ooh! Good Widowmine drop. 9 probes falling. Force field's going out here for Classic. He needs to hold on a little bit longer. His Psystorm just not ready. He starts using feedbacks. Oh, but this army of ByuN is so scary.
Yeah, you know, he needs more Immortals with this. The Stalkers alone might not cut it.
Classic coming back around. Wow.
Good save there by ByuN. Oh, wow, and the Widowmine's over here. I was wondering, I'm like, where did it go? Did the probes actually get it? Okay.
That's 11 more probes dying? So Classic's probe count's still really weak.
Man, ByuN is actually ahead in supply right now.
Yeah, and his 2-2 is halfway done. Classic hasn't started.
Oh my god, the War Prism! The Storm is so good.
Really
just
legit.
Chiseling down that army. And ByuN has to turn around.
These are the most hero oracles ever, by the way. They have done so much, and the Marine count is actually super low. Continue to help, even draw that mine shot, but they're finally dead.
ByuN really doing a lot with a little here. And you know, these Archons, especially when Zealots come in with them, they're going to be able to really drive back this army. I mean, Stalkers, they're great for blinking on stuff and blinking away, but the Stalkers alone never have enough damage with them. You know, they're just...
They're that kind of weird unit where you can snowball things with them occasionally.
Yeah, they're good, but like generally just not by themselves.
Yeah. You need to add
sometimes
more
in PvP weird situations. But again, 2-2 though for ByuN about to finish. He may want to wait before stimulating any further. Another great storm. You know, at this phase of the game, ByuN has to know that that's going to happen. Protoss wants to see you stim, and you run away. Wow. And then you just storm them. It's free damage.
And that's a free Nexus right there. Taking his own 4th base right now. That Phoenix finally falls. You know, I think Classic's kind of happy to just be alive right now. He's still getting 2-2. He's crossing his fingers that he can get some more epic Psystorms. Because 2-2 and epic Psystorms are definitely one way for him to get right back into this. But, ooh, a flank coming. Oh, that's not much of a flank, though, is it? 3 units.
Okay. Starting to kite back here. Classic does have some muscle with this push. And he has basically driven ByuN away from this location, but some of these Widowmine hits are crazy.
Yeah.
War Prism is gone now. It's being remade. That really takes out the legs of this attack. It seems like Classic is going to try to commit to it. Does ByuN actually have enough? I mean, the Psystorms here, if they're good enough, everything's going to melt. But if ByuN holds his position, the push has stopped.
Yeah, very decent Psystorm to start off. Might be able to actually deny this base. He's pushing it back. I don't think he can kill it. He's going to try. He blinks in underneath that Liberator.
This is crazy ambitious here from Classic.
Oh, I think an EMP just hit those High Templars, so this might be the end here of Classic.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be cleaned up. These Archons moments away from finishing. Oh, wow. He actually blinks forward to try to soak up more damage, but ultimately it is taken out, and that's how long it takes for that War Prism to make. He started making it right before the battle happened. It came all the way across the map and saved the last Archon. Then he pulled it out. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. We need a medevac. It's like,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So,
well,
for some reason,
it's like, hold on.
Pause the game.
Stay hydrated, bot. Let me know. I've been playing for an hour and I need some water.
Guys, this is just a reminder to you, if you've been watching the GSL and staring at the screen for too long, make sure to take your face away from the computer, point it somewhere for a minute, let your eyes fixate on something in the distance, come back. This game.
You better not be sitting at your desk watching GSL. You better have this on a phone and you're running on a treadmill, guy.
That's right.
At 3 a.m. wherever you are.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this
pedaling
is
furiously on a recumbent bike somewhere while you're watching this.
this is a really sick game. Like
This is
ByuN
also
got good damage early, and it's just been so exciting back and forth. Classic's battle control and PVT is insane.
Oh, ByuN has lost feeling in his hand.
Yeah.
That's
Had a
not
pinch
good.
of nerve or something there.
Yeah,
that would be really
can absolutely
sad.
happen.
Yeah.
That can absolutely happen. This is
It,
why you want to do your stretches.
Hope it's nothing too serious or anything, but yeah, I mean, I think there's all sorts of different hand things that can occur.
I'm having problems with my hand
practice
again,
a
man.
lot.
We were just talking about this before the show started.
Yeah.
I gotta go get it X-rayed again. If you guys have been watching for a long time, I had a cast on.
Yeah, you had a cast on for like 2 months.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was crazy.
I
It
have
was
to
really
go
sad.
coming up here and get it X-rayed because it's hurting again.
That's really too bad, but definitely, if you ever feel anything going on with your wrists or your hands, guys, definitely get it checked out. And hopefully ByuN can wiggle his hand a little bit and feel a bit better here. But we'll see about that momentarily. ByuN
the
putting
first
on
time we've
quite
had-
a game here in Game 3.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be scary, though. I'm not really sure where we would go from here if he can't play anymore.
I mean, I would imagine
We've never
it
had
would have to be
anything
a forfeit.
exactly like
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I would think it would be.
I
A
think
forfeit.
it would have to be.
We don't have
but
we don't have the
if you
rules
can't
for
play
this
anymore,
with us, but
I mean, the thing is, health comes first. Something like that happens. What can
Yeah.
you do, right? We have people that come in and. For instance, if you have like a very bad cold on a play day, sometimes that really affects you. We had No Regret go through that.
very
If
sick,
you recall, he was super sick in one of his GSL
very
days.
ill is what we mean.
Yeah. Sort of
And-
was really sick on his day, actually, but so was Zest. Zest was sick on one of his days recently. And yeah, it happens, unfortunately, and hopefully he'll be all right here. But
So we might be looking at our ugly mugs for a couple more minutes here. I don't know.
definitely could be.
I don't know how quickly we can even get this resolved. You know, it's like, do we give him a break or like these little hot packs that the pro gamers use?
I don't know.
to
You
get their
might need to
hands
get
in
your
it?
circulation going or
Yeah.
something. You never know. Like if your chair height is a little bit off of what you use at home, it could be weird.
Ergonomics are very important.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you are really tense and stuff, and you can hold yourself in like weird positions.
Oh, you
that
know
can,
when you
like,
finish a game and it's been a really long game, and like for me, I get it up here in my shoulder.
Oh, I get that.
And I like
bad.
move my neck, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, my whole shoulder gets tensed
It's
up.
crazy. Yeah, all the way through my neck.
And I can tell when I had a hard game because like my butt clenches so hard that I actually raise up higher out of my seat. And then like I have to unclench all the muscles of my body at the end. But it seems, I guess, hopefully ByuN is okay now.
Okay, I mean we're gonna let it run now and then see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully he's
I guess
all right.
if
Because right now
I guess
this
if
game
it-
is...
the pain is too much, well, he's allowed to stop.
Yeah, well, we're not going to make you
There's a
finish
ball
your
and chain.
series.
He's got ankle bracelets on and stuff. He's not allowed to leave.
Like you are finishing this game, and you are not allowed to go 3.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. Oh. Ooh.
oh look at that.
Yeah. Okay, well that was a fun little skirmish to watch.
Yeah. The to and fro. Okay, 3-3 just starting for Classic. So he's caught up in upgrades. That's really nice for him. He was well behind for quite some time. ByuN, on the other hand, never starting his 3-3. Now, ByuN is definitely getting a good-sized army, but this is not like ByuN, in my opinion, what we're seeing right now. He's just kind of sitting back. Now, maybe this is what he's decided he wants to do. I just wonder. You know, is this affecting him? Does he feel like he needs to play a slower game from here or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I truly don't know. Oh, that was sick. That was really good.
He is hunting.
So if you're as good like Classic, you can keep flying around with this Warp Prism, and you just drop him out and just spray down that clump of infantry with some good Psy Storms.
Oh, Classic loses the Warp Prism.
That was sick.
That is so important. Actually, 3 High Templars were in there still, but his army is really strong here
Yeah,
as
I think
well.
Classic, though, just might have this insane amount as far as numbers go. So he's kiting his heart out here, trying to just keep a distance. Now, ByuN is known for having some of the best control in the game. The problem is that we're going to run out of map to,
That's true. He's
to
gonna-
kite on. He has got to pick up, and he's bringing it home.
Huh. Oh, gosh. 4 Stalkers waiting. Oh, brutal,
now you're
brutal.
marooned over there.
Yeah, that's
Terran needs
that's
recall.
painful. I know, right? Every time I see them, like, see, now I just recall there. I don't know why ByuN doesn't do that. My prism's stuck like that. I'm like, yeah, just come home. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't chrono boost enough anyways. I can bring you to any Nexus.
I can do that if I don't want to lose my army or if I just need to defend something at home.
Yeah.
It's multi-purpose.
Or if I just,
Oh, no. 0-1 Phoenix.
oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
That is a lot of value going down the tubes. I have a bad feeling that we're about to see a GG Tasteless.
Well, this is
He's
just
only got
sad.
2 units in here. It's like...
Can you
that
imagine
is-
the terror going on with those medevac pilots?
ByuN looks very upset right now.
Damn. Especially after his hand was hurting like that. In fact, I don't even believe these medevacs are really being controlled here. All right, they are gone.
All right.
And,
That's really rough, though. He had, what, 6-8 medevacs there to begin. He had a chunk of army, but Classic definitely did catch him a little bit out of position while he was trying to take down those rocks. Always a dangerous thing when you're setting up an attack somewhere. Okay, ByuN has a pretty good defensive position, I would say. He has those EMPs. He needs to hit them, though. Psystorm can absolutely wreck him. He's got smaller army supply than Classic, so he really needs a good fight.
here comes the drop over here. Oh, those are going to be Templars. All right, there they are.
That's...
There's like one Zealot that came out.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just bait.
Okay, the EMPs have gone down, but this angle is just too good here for Classic. I think he might be able to run ByuN over here.
Yeah. ByuN is absolutely not going to save this base over here. That is gone, and it's probably all of its SCVs are gone. Look at this, the zoning Psystorms as well. You just can't even walk there. It gives him time to kill everything. I mean, it's really sad that it seems like ByuN is maybe either in pain or having a hard time with his hand this game. I guess we might hear more about that later. I'm sure he'll get like an interview in the Green Media or something.
Yeah,
but
we'll have to usually press interviews after this anyways.
regardless, you cannot deny the power of Classic's PvT.
Oh, absolutely.
It is just ridiculous how good he is in this matchup.
Wow, look at that last storm just to finish things off here. Classic's going to continue to push down, and with ByuN just about a screen length away from being on top of the barracks, that will be it. GG.
Wow.
Classic 3-0, quite the opposite series.
You can see ByuN really seems crushed here. Yeah, quite an opposite series. That third game, I thought ByuN strategically opened really interestingly. I think he started to get a handle on how Classic was playing. He was putting out quite a nice game, but Classic just really showing that he can like do anything with this matchup. He's an artist against Terran. It's crazy.
Well, he seems to understand Terran a lot better than even some of these Terran players get the matchup. And he just knows where they can go and what they can do. And
for both sides of the matchup, I think he's just the best in this matchup.
Yeah.
There's no Terran that gets it like him. There's no Protoss that gets it like him. And there's certainly no Zerg that gets it like him. Except maybe Rogue. He probably gets it just as well.
Dude, great day today. Hope that ByuN's hand or wrist is feeling better.
Yeah, I hope that's not doesn't become an issue for him. Jeez.
All right, we're going to have an interview now with Classic.
경이로운 100% 승률을 유지하게 된 김도우 선수 만나보겠습니다.
A 100% win rate against Terran this year. It's Classic who moves on. Congratulations, he says. Thank you.
올라가네요. 먼저 소감 어떠신가요?
우선 오랜만에 4강에 올라가게 되어서
You made it to another semifinals. How do you feel?
4강은 그래도 1년에 한 번씩은 올라가는데
I'm really happy to be here.
4강에서 많이 떨어지거든요. 이번에는 진짜
I guess I get to the semifinals at least once a year, but I'm always eliminated at that point.
김도우 선수의 테란전은 정말
I'm hoping to
완벽히
advance further this time.
이 빈틈없는 수비만으로는 설명이 안 돼요. 이렇게 압도적인 경기가 나올 수 있는 뭐 김도우 선수만의 포인트가 있을까요?
So it was a very one-sided performance, but it looked flawless as far as defense from you. What is your secret?
플레이 해본 적도 있어가지고 좀 도움이 되는 것 같기도 하고
네.
저그전에서는 되게
I've just been playing a lot of
위축이
Terran
되는데
matches, so that helps.
테란전에서는 되게 자신감이 넘치더라고요 경기 내에서. 그래서 되게 그냥
Whenever
좋은
I face
팀인 것
Terrans, I'm always just very confident. So I think I've pretty much figured the match out.
테란전 이 무패 포스 때문인지 이 상대가 오히려 또 위축되는 느낌이 있었거든요.
So you're this invincible Protoss.
네, 아무래도 레드에서 해보면
A lot of Terrans feel pretty intimidated playing against you. Do you feel the intimidation of a lot of Terran players when you're facing off against them? Yeah, I kind of feel like I've just studied a lot of mistakes that the players have made, as well as some mistakes that I've made. I've also made some mistakes, but I felt I was pretty much warmed up and able to play my games here today. So, in fact, this game was after the patch.
저도 되게 연습하면서
We thought Terran might be playing better, but apparently not against you. What's your take on that?
솔직히 오늘
No.
이렇게 3대 0
I was
이길
actually
줄
expecting
몰랐는데 그래도 제가
tonight's games are going to be very, very tough.
전에서만큼은
I actually never thought it was going to be a 3-0 tonight.
오늘 이렇게 이긴 것 같고 4강이
But
더
as long as it's PBT,
잘하는
I feel pretty confident.
네.
4강이 진짜 중요할 것
In the
같아요.
semifinals, I think
조성주 선수 말씀을
I think Maru is a lot stronger than ByuN, so I'm going to have to really go back to the drawing board on that and try to come up with a good plan.
혹시 김도 선수에게도 많이 중요했었습니까?
그렇죠. 아무래도 저그한테는 제가 막 4대 0으로 진 적도 많고
Do you have any preference on who you're going to face in the semifinals compared to Maru and Rogue?
선수가 올라왔으면 좋겠다 했는데
네.
올라오더라고요.
네.
되게 재미있을 것 같아요.
Actually, I've lost so many games against Rogue in the past. It's always very one-sided too, so I'm actually pretty grateful to be playing, taking on Maru.
원하는데 김도 선수를 원한대요. 어떤 의미로 받아들이셨어요?
근데 뭐 저도 성주를 격하게
Also,
원해가지고
Maru mentioned he wants to face Classic in his interview.
제가 2014년
Yeah, it's great for both of us.
성주를 4강에서 이기고 결승.
I think we're both happy with this pairing.
좋은 기억을 이제 생각하면서 이번에 꼭 결승 갈 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
I remember in 2014 I defeated Maru in the past.
그렇게 무패
And I made it to the finals, so I look forward to repeating history.
시즌 직후의 슈퍼에서도 또 이기셨었잖아요. 자신감이 있으실 것 같습니다. 그럼 마지막으로
So the last Super Tournament, you also managed to eliminate Maru.
1년 만에 이렇게
So what are your determinations for the season?
올라가게 됐는데 제가 작년에
Well, everybody, I made it to the semifinals after about a year.
보여드렸어요. 4강에서 1시간 만에
But last year I failed pretty
이번에
badly.
준비 잘해가지고
And all the games were done, at least for mine, were done within the hour.
하겠습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 이번엔 다른 사강 보여드리겠다.
I'm going to prepare really hard and show better performance
네, 감사합니다.
this time around. Okay, congratulations. He says thank you.
네, 이렇게 자신이 원하는 테란전을 하게 된
There
김도
we have it.
선수 만나봤습니다.
Classic advances to that round of 4 to take on Maru. God, these guys have been at the top of every tournament lately.
They really
It's
have.
insane. But that is going to be a dynamite TVP, and it's far enough away. It's a week away from today, so
And
they get to practice that matchup nonstop for a week.
no matter how our matches go for day 2, which will be on Saturday, 1 p.m. Korean Standard Time, it's going to be a PBT again.
That's true. 2 PBTs.
That's right. We're either going to have a TVT final, a PvP final, or a PVT final. Artosis. Wow. So this will be on Saturday. It's Zest versus Deer and TY versus Gumiho. You do not want to miss out on this.
Yeah. I mean, those are 2 absolutely awesome mirror matchups, and I think both definitely can go either way. This has just been a great GSL so far, and today's been fantastic as well.
Oh, life is good, guys.
Yes. And tomorrow's the Pylon Show, so definitely check that out.
Yep. Be there or be square. And
Be there or be in control.
That's right. So, this was a great day today. I hope that ByuN's hand, I know we all wish him well for his hand and his wrist. That sucks.
Yeah.
And look, that best of 5 with Rogue versus Maru, what a treat. That was so cool.
That was insane. And just the PVT clinic from Classic as well. Always fun.
So that is all the time we have. We love you guys. We will see you on Saturday. Be there. Wow.
2018 GSL Season 2 Overgrowth.